So what's been going on is I had to watch different commentaries, especially smoking news or something. I've been watching him. I guess he's fairly new because I've recently seen him pop up, and I've been watching him, and he's been wonderful about Nolan Wells and the audio that was played earlier. And I am going to give it to I'm giving it the proper. I'm giving him his the credit for it because he played it, and it was actually Chronicle Speaks, but in the audio you can hear them scream Nolan no. So it's just so sketchy, the details. uh he shows up at a pool party. I see pictures, I hear audio, I see the boat, yacht, whatever. And they don't have on any, I told y'all this earlier, they didn't have on any life jackets, okay? um you're not expected to have none at a pool. A pool is basically 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, whatever. But outside in the water, lakes and creeks, they become different. A lake can start off being shallow and then become deep. And people have drowned in lakes, creeks, and rivers. So people have drowned in swimming pools too, but that's not the reason why I'm using that analogy. I'm using that analogy because when I just saw the clip and I listened to it, I heard him screaming his name. It just see, I can't really speculate. I can't say allegedly though that someone calling his. I don't. I'm just. I was mystified when I heard him say Nolan, no. I don't know because I wasn't there. But it's like it's a piece of the puzzle that's missing. This man is walking away with this guy's phone. Mm, that right there didn't sit well with me. You walking away with somebody's phone. It just didn't sit well with me. And it's like it's like I don't know if they're going to discover the truth because to take apart somebody's body and their neck, I don't I don't know. After I heard that the other day, I was just kind of like mystified. And yeah, I was really mystified when I heard them say that because the second autopsy that they had when he arrived there, his neck was already it was already taken apart from what was explained yesterday. And even the people that were explaining it, it sounded like they knew something and they weren't saying it because of their jobs, like the coroner who spoke about his neck. And it's like I know some, like what I'm perceiving is they know something, but because they're in these positions, they can't say it because then they could be sued for defamation or slander. Because everybody that talked about him arriving with his neck separated to another coroner's, they spoke in professional terms only, not as if to say this is what I think. They spoke facts. They did not give opinions. And I listened to the female coroner, um, Officer Tatum. I don't think I would be taking anything he says seriously at all. Mm-mm. Pam, I'm sitting here doing my treatment. It's 12 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, I have a my lymphedema treatment that I do. Sometimes I wake up and do it, and sometimes I go to bed before I do it. So right now I'm going to bed before I do it, and yeah, that's the way that it is. So that's how it's going. So yeah, I've just not. I don't know. Earlier I found out that I had some stuff going on with my sister, and I just wasn't really able to get the truth about where she was and all that. So I just kind of like let it go. because on a normal basis, my sister has a type of name that no, there could be plenty of Lisas. There are. Hers is not Lisa. When people say that, I just look at them funny because I know better. Actually, had to correct them when I called the hospital and told them that's not my sister's name. But nonetheless, um, I've just resolved to try to not get myself all worked up about some situations that could be over there. Easier said than done. Just easier said than done. That's how I resolved to do it. I am just, when it comes down to me with people, if I give you 100%, I want 100% back. Because when you don't give me 100% back, then I know you're fake. See, I don't care who you is, I am always going to give you 100%. And when you don't give me 100% back, depends on who you are, how I respond, and how I react. And I'm saying, I am saying it for a real reason right now. Hold on. Well, the issue is, I wanted to go see my sister earlier, but because I couldn't get clarity on where she was, then I couldn't go see my sister. Like I was calling the two hospitals, and these folks just kept giving me the runaround until the last time I called the hospital. I just told they please stop giving me the runaround because y'all was getting on my last nerve. See, how would you feel if your family member was in the hospital? You just been calling all day trying to stay calm. You couldn't, because like I told y'all, my sister don't have. Catherine is a name that everybody has. Even the princess name is Catherine. For real, right? I'm not upping on my name. The princess name is Catherine. They call her Kate. Right. Her name is actually Catherine with a K. It's a common name. My sister's name ain't like that. Lisa is a common name, but her name is not Lisa. So yeah, when I'm calling back and forth all day long, I ain't never found out where she was. And then when I finally got somebody on the line, they put me on hold. Oh well, that's how it works. Mm, how I wanted it to be, it wasn't, and things didn't go how I had planned for them to go today. I tried to make amends with my former pastor. All I asked him to do was bring me a plate of food. He couldn't even do that. So I just laid him out on the live a couple of minutes ago, as I should have. He never can show compassion. Always in the pulpit preaching. And the one little thing, I ain't asked him for coffee and none of that. Just as fake as all ever. Always talk about Jesus, but when somebody asks you for something, you can't do it. But tomorrow he'll be in the pool if he preaches tomorrow, because he might be home recovering, but from today. But if he preaches tomorrow, next Sunday, he'll be quick to tell somebody about Jesus. But yes, still, Jesus uses you too when you give people food to eat when they ask you for it. Cause he had a lot of food at his church today, and he couldn't. I didn't. All I said was, "Could you bring me a plate of food?" But see, he ain't want to come down here because down here is beneath him. The people around here, they ain't rich. They ain't got no whole lot of money. Sometimes they stand on the corner and they beg. See, he don't like walking past folks like that. So I guess coming down here wouldn't have been, because he think he better. Real nasty. Always better than everybody else. And I don't mind telling him that he think he better. Because that's why I want to hear nothing he had to say when he preached. Because Jesus was not a rich man. Yes, that's what I said, Pam. I sent him an email and said, y'all having all that good old food. Listen, when they have their church picnic up there, their church picnic be bar none. They had all them organizations get together. They listen, all I said is, can you bring me a plate of food? And his stuck up, conceited, self-serving, self-seeking, self-absorbed self couldn't even do that. I said, just bring it down here. He couldn't come down here because he's too good to come down here because he live on the main line. And down here is beneath him, his nose. He can't come down. No, he can't come down here. See, because he's too good to come down here. I said a plate of food. I didn't say $50, $20. I didn't say a bus pass. I didn't say any of that. I could put the email up on my wall what I said early this morning. I said when you get finished at your church, bring me a plate of food. He could have came down here. Him and his whole deacon board is his stuck up ass wanted to. Yeah, I'm calling you stuck up Alan because you is. Because nobody would have had to send me no email at my church like that this morning asking me to bring them no plate of food. See, that prove right there that you ain't the man of God that you say that you is. Somebody got to ask you to bring them a plate of grilled food. Your ass too stuck up. Excuse me for cussing. That's what I said. I said, your stuck up ass is too stuck up. Somebody gonna send you an email and ask you to bring them a plate of grilled food. They ain't say go to the store. Grilled food, sir. Yo, I bet you ain't pay for that damn food that they was putting on that grill. Trying to up there act all sedity. You're not even from here. See, I be trying to not to say stuff. I be really trying, but sometimes, Alan, you're stuck upness, and then tomorrow you'll be all up in church talking about Jesus is love. He love. He would have been loved too if you'd have stopped past here and brought me some food. And you ain't had to bring me no Kool-Aid or no Pepsi. You could have bought me a water because you know I don't drink. You know I don't drink no sodas. The other day I ain't had no choice. My stomach was messed up, and I had to drink me a ginger ale. But on a normal basis, you could have even got me a coconut water because I drink that every day. But your stuck up ass, that's what I said. Your stuck up ass couldn't do that. You couldn't come down here where I live at because it's beneath you. But I got news for you, sir. Those folks on the main line, they get high too. Oh, you didn't know that they got high in Swarthmore? You ain't know that they get high? They do. Radnor and Villanova. They do. Down in town, Exton. See, they do it in their house. Ain't nobody hanging on the corner. See, if you drive out past the main line, you don't see nobody or nothing. Everybody in their house. When the train goes by, you don't see nothing. When the bus, you don't see nothing. Everybody in their house. But then when you come down here, everybody else. Sir, that can't scare you. Your church in Germantown. Hell out of here. Try acting like you afraid of people. Ain't you from Ohio? I know you ain't afraid of people. Try to go out there with them cotton-colored folks and act like you, sir, you're still black. I got news for you. You still black, you just light-skinned. See, one of my sons is light-skinned. One of my sons light-skinned, and the other one is brown like me. He dark. But, Alan, you still black. News flash. Light as you is, like Solomon and all, you're still black with them cotton-colored snow bunny folks. You still black. They still see you as a black man. See, you get around them white folks and you start acting funny towards your black folks. Right, that's how you act. See, I've been around black folks that had money, and they don't act like you act. You always try to act like you're the biggest, you're the bigger than the program, sharpest crayon in the box, and you acted funny toward me today. And I told you that I was going to drag your stuck up ass on my page. You lucky that I couldn't get on my StreamYard. Because I would have got on my StreamYard, I was going to post a picture of me in my clothes. Because, you be always talking about how I dress. See, pay attention. You want me to be something that I can't never be. See, I can only ever be Catherine Sherelle Powell because that's who I've been for the last 51 years. I don't know how to be stuck up like you are. See, just because I've lived in Chestnut Hill, because I've lived in West Mount Airy right off Lincoln Drive, because I've lived in Germantown, because I've lived in South Philly, because I've lived probably everywhere, probably except the Northeast, probably lived all over, lived down there near Tasker Street, had a house on Tasker Street, on right off 24th and Tasker. See, pay attention, Alan. This is a life lesson. Pay attention. See, wherever I have went, I have always been kind to people. One of my co-workers, I let her and her 5 children move in my house. I did. She worked with me. She did. And she ain't had nowhere to go. She didn't. This is true. She told me her story one day. I told her, you can come stay with me. See, what you know about Catherine is you think I'm greedy for money, but I ain't charged that girl no money when she brought her 5 kids in my house. I did not. But then, see, pay attention how I did you. I just asked you for a plate of food. Pay attention, sir, with your stuck up ass. When that girl came with her 5 kids, I said, you ain't got to pay me nothing. Just go ahead and work and get yourself together. I ain't try to take advantage of her. I did not. I didn't. Did not. See, that's why when people say, Catherine, you don't help people. I don't never really tell them my story. I don't. Who I've ever helped, gave stuff to, I don't never really tell them my story. She did work with me. Her name was Marcy. She did. She had 5 kids. She came to stay with me in my house at 24th and Tasker, right off Ringo Street. I used to live there. I ain't gonna give you the address. Go do your footwork. I used to live there. Marcy came with her 5 children. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5. And herself, that's 6 people. That's a lot of people. So you say, Catherine, you're always almost for the money. When people say that about me, I just let them say it because I know better. I'm a good person, but people like you take advantage of me, and then when I cuss you out, drag you on my page, then I'm a mean person. No, I ain't no mean. Ain't got a mean bone in my body. I get tired of people like you running all over me, or either taking my kindness for weakness. When I would send you an email early in the morning and say, "Bring me some food." Gas. Listen, you rich, so you say. One of your deacons and y'all could have got together and just ran my food down here real quick. For real, you could have. But you're so damn selfish. That's what I said out my mouth. I said, you're so selfish that you couldn't see behind you trying to be all up important on Cheltenham Avenue. You couldn't come down here where I live at because you was afraid that one of them people that's outside was going to ask you for a quarter. You was afraid if they was going to ask you for a bet. Right, because see, you want to run back up there with them cotton folks. They ain't going to ask you for nothing and talk about you when your dumb ass ain't around. That's what I said. Black folks always think they doing something when they move around cotton. You don't know they talk about you? You don't know they talk about you when they ain't around? Of course they do. Just like black folks talk about you when you ain't around. Only difference is I'm doing it right here where everybody can hear me say it. And I ain't saying nothing that I wouldn't say to your face. That I ain't been saying for the last 20 plus years that I haven't known you. I'm a straight up person. I ain't never been a fake person. Anything I say right here on my page, on this live, I could have said it in front of your face. See, the reason why you don't really like me is because I'm real and you're not. See, I don't have to live up to nobody's expectations but God's. See the difference between me and you? You have to pretend to be something that you're not. You got a rainbow marriage because you're married to a lipstick lesbian. Don't make me tell the rest of your story. You and I are not the same. I don't have an image to uphold. I don't have to walk in church on Sunday and act like my marriage is okay when that joint is on life support, falling apart, and you ain't had sex in years. That's not me. I don't have to act like I'm something that I'm not because the people. No. You're a fake. What does the song say? You're a fake. Your hair was long, but now it's short. Didn't Alexander O'Neal make that song, You're a Fake? I don't remember all the words, but your fake was one of them. Listen, he wasn't talking about you, but it certainly applies to this situation. See, because if you was real as you so claim that you're real, when I sent you that email and I asked you for a plate of food, not $50, not $20, not a bus pass, not a regional rail pass, a plate of food with your stuck up ass. You couldn't come down here. You was too afraid that the people might touch you. Yeah, because you really think you all that. You don't dress all that. I'm not down on you, but you is not all that. That you think you can't come through this block. You're afraid somebody goes, who is you? You ain't no movie star. So what if somebody would have seen you or your deacons handing me a plate of food? Didn't I send you an email and ask? So you would rather throw the food in the trash or the people take the food home or whatever you did with it. I asked you way before they even put the grills out, didn't I? That was real early, but you had to try to once again give me your ass to. I ain't gonna never beg you for nothing in this world or beg you to come back to your church either. Said it and I meant it. I don't have to beg you to come back to your church or act like I'm brand new and don't even nobody know me. No, I don't have to act why would I be acting brand new? I ain't acting brand new of anything. Not brand new. After being on this earth 52, almost 52 years. Not. See, you didn't want to help. You didn't want me to. You didn't want to give me any food this weekend, but you would want me to bring you uh, school supplies next week. Will I? Will I spend money out of my pocket like I have in the past previous years? I bet you I won't. Because the last time you had a school drive, how much money did I spend? You want me to tell? Okay. Last time you had a school drive, a back to school drive, I spent $120 on school supplies. I did. I even told the deacon that at your church, and you still ain't bring me nothing. And that's why next week I ain't gonna bring you a damn thing at your school supplies. One hand wash the other. You couldn't bring me nothing. I can't bring you nothing. You ain't better than me. See, I don't have to come all the way up to Cheltenham Avenue because you couldn't come down here. Who do you think you are? I could show you better than I could tell you. You couldn't bring food down here for me. Then I can't bring you no school supplies for the children. I don't owe them that. They're not my children anyway. My children are grown and out of school. See, I've been doing you a service. You wasn't doing nothing for me, nothing really spectacular. Because when it comes time to do it in the front, you want to act like Casper the Ghost. So now I'm going to act like Casper the Ghost. I'm going to stop bringing stuff to your school supplies. Because I did it more than once. See, and Reverend Glover knows that, and all the other people at your church know that I was bringing school supplies. While you talking about she just popped up after 10 years. No, I didn't. How many times out of those 10 years did I spend over $100 bringing school supplies to your backs? You always talking about E9 gave out book bag, right, of donated supplies, Alan. That's why I ain't bringing you nothing this year. That's how that's going to go. It's not going to be a one-sided relationship. From now on, when I ask you for something, if you can't give me what I ask for, you'll get nothing. I'll find another organization and take those same supplies to them. Maybe they'll appreciate them because you don't. How many book bags are you going to give away this year? 5,000? I know last year you probably gave away 25. Are you going to give away 5 this year? Right. I bet you I won't bring you anything this year or no more years to come if you don't give me. From now on, when I ask you for something and you do like you did today, cold shoulder me, I'm going to blast you and give those supplies to somebody else. See how that works? Right. It's the E9 book bag, but the E9 book bag has supplies that came from their members. I don't owe you anything. Always running around here acting like the world don't owe you anything, and God don't either. Always preaching about a God and lacks compassion. You shouldn't be no preacher. You should be a motivational speaker. You shouldn't be no preacher. Absolutely not. Because you don't have the love of Christ in your heart. Everything you do has to be seen. See, it wasn't no cameras rolling down here, so that's why you ain't want to come. Wasn't no cameras to show you handing me a plate of food, so you ain't want. That's why you ain't want to come. Had it would have been cameras rolling, you'd have been knocking down the doors. But wasn't no cameras, so you ain't want to come down here. Right. One little plate of food. That's what the email said. I said y'all gonna have lots of stuff. They have lots of food at they picnic. Lots of stuff. Lots of activities. I didn't ask for none of that with your fake ass. That's why you being put on blast. It's because if it was real and it was genuine and I beg you. I ain't gonna beg you for nothing in this world. You need me, Alan. I don't. If you don't ever do what I ask you, see, it don't work like that. See, you're accustomed to people begging you. I don't have to beg God to wake me up. Or have not you heard? Let me say that one more time for you, Alan. I don't have to beg God to wake me up. If he choose not to wake me up, it would be his call and I would have to answer. I ain't got to answer to you. You don't even get treated right at home. Your wife treats you like trash, walk all over you like train tracks. I try to give you respect, but maybe I should treat you like Ellen treats you, and maybe you would respect me a little bit better. See, I be trying to give you respect, but you're not used to being treated with respect. Because all I said was, it's going to be a lot of food today. Could you bring it down here? You could have. You wasn't that busy. You got multiple cars. And your deacons do too. All you had to do is say, listen, y'all, we're going to run this past Catherine's house. That's it. I ain't asked you for nothing else with your stuck up ass. Always thinking that you better than somebody because no cameras wasn't rolling. You couldn't bring no food down here. One little plate of food. Your stuck up ass couldn't bring no food down here. And you think next week I'm gonna bring you some school supplies? I know you delusional. The hell with you and your corny ass school supplies. Same way you don't care about me, I don't care about you. That's how that works. I'm gonna give you back the same energy that you gave me today when I asked you to bring me some food and you didn't bring me none. I'm gonna ignore you the same way you was ignoring me. I don't owe you anything. I'll show you better than I could tell you. I keep telling you, you don't know me like that. You know the character that I have showed you, but you don't really know how vindictive I am. But go ask Anthony. Don't take my word for it. Go ask Anthony. See, you can't ask Granada because Granada's dead, so you wouldn't be asking Granada anything. That's how that works. So, see, and I know that you're playing the game, Alan. See, you know how I know you're playing the game? Where do you stay at and the man that I paid rent money to will not give me a receipt? Now, Alan, tell me that you're not playing with the man. Why won't the man give me a receipt and I paid him? Why does he keep playing games? Paid him money. Every time I ask him for a receipt, right, because see, that's the type of stuff that you do, Alan. See, because it looks like I didn't pay him, but I did pay him. And I sent him voicemails, right. See, that's the type of stuff that you do. Try to make it look like I ain't paid the man. Of course I paid him or I wouldn't be in here. Right, of course I paid him on the 15th, and today's the 25th, and I keep telling him I need a receipt, right? See, and that's why when it was time for the cable people to come down here the other day and get the cable on, no, you're not getting no cable on in this room, and I don't have no receipt. I'm not stupid. People think I'm stupid. You ain't setting up no cable in this room. The cable line is in this room, and I ain't getting no receipt to say that I am not dumb. I've been a lot of things in 51 years, but dumb ain't one of them. They had the cable appointment all set up. I ain't gonna get the cable on. Didn't wanted me to put furniture downstairs. I ain't doing none of that. See, when I see how you moving, I move accordingly. Why would I put the cable on, let them put cable in this room when I don't even have a receipt? No, y'all, I know y'all playing. Y'all must play that game with other people, because if not, you could just write me out a regular receipt. See, those are the type of games that you play, Alan, and that's how I always lose the places I have to live. This is how you start that pattern. Right, this is the type of stuff that you do or your wife do. This is how it always starts. It starts every time. But I told you if it started this time, I just was going to put you out there. I didn't tell no lies. I was honest. Stop getting me places and get me a house. I said that to you in May. We're still talking about it in July, about to be August. That's because you really think I'm playing with you. You're allowed to think that. Okay. I could always show you better than I could tell you. That's all I could say. No, but see, Pam, he can hear me. I live in yeah, he can hear me. I'm on my live, but it'll be somebody that'll listen and go back and tell him what I said. Hold on. Of course he not in the chat. And when his so-called wife hit somebody's panel who I was on the other day, I don't know whether that was Diva that was calling his wife and just up last night on Lady Nika's, and that's why I have resolved not to go back to any B sector chats, because I really didn't like what happened with Diva yesterday, and I have resolved that that's an over issue. That's not going to happen again. I really have resolved that, seriously. You be trying to here's the whole thing. I don't. I just read what you said about giving them an apology. You know, they owe me one. I don't owe them fake ass people up there no apology. They owe me one for the way that they treated me when I came back May of this year. I don't owe them fake ass people no apology. Even if I do drag them on my page, they lucky I ain't finished dragging them on my page. They lucky I only said a little bit and didn't say a lot. I don't owe them no apology. I don't know who do, but it's not me. Nope. You can't just treat people the way that you want to treat them, and then hope for the best. You can't even treat a dog that way. So why would you think you would be able to treat a human being? And see, I see that they have a pattern of doing that. Do that with other people. Don't do that with me. Because I'm not them. They always think that they're bigger than the program, bigger than everybody else, and so special. What makes them so special? They always think that God loves them more than everybody else. God doesn't love them more than everybody else. He expects more. And they're just too selfish to give it. Just too selfish to give it. You always want to preach about Jesus, but then when it comes down to exemplifying his works, you don't want to do it. Then stop preaching about him. Because you don't really know him. The lack of compassion that they have is just awestruck. Y'all, everything with y'all is we got to be seen on TV. We got to be seen on TV. We got to be seen on TV. No, today was a teachable moment that we don't have to be in the pulpit to show compassion. We can come out to the community. Y'all could have brought enough down here from my block if you would have wanted to. I just said me. I don't know the people on this block that well, but you still could have bought enough for them. I bet y'all either divided the food up and took it home, or you threw it in the trash, but you ain't save it. Because it ain't no space there at the church to do that. So the selfishness in you, Alan, is that you would have rather gave it to the people that was there than bring it down here where people would have been grateful for it. See, it was a teachable moment. You could have put a track in the bag and handed out plates and you still would have evangelized. But see, you so wrapped up into yourself, you didn't see that. I don't owe you anything. I don't even owe you to be kind to you after you keep ignoring me asking you for something and I'm the one that took you to the top. I don't owe you anything. I don't even owe you to respect you for real, because you keep playing games. Why would you tell the man not to give me a receipt? You always do this. This is the same game that you play every place I live. Why hasn't the man gave me a receipt? Did I not give him money? Sure I did. Did he not give me a receipt and keeps coming up with excuses? Right, because that makes it look like I didn't pay him. When I did go to the bank and give him the money, and he never gave me a receipt. He keeps coming up with excuses every time he comes down here. Then it was yesterday, it was, I'm coming down there tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday, now Monday. Right, he keeps playing games. See, but those are the type of people you deal with, Alan, because professional people will rent somebody a room or a house and say, wait a minute, I don't have a professional receipt, but I'll still write you one. He ain't said that not one time. Right. Put the trash can out earlier, the recycling bin. The girl stole the can. Now I went to the store and I saw the same can in the store. I said, I'm not buying back that can because I already told my owner to stop letting people sit on the steps. Because when they sit on the steps, they watch your house. But since he let people sit on the steps and the can got stolen, I'm going to let it stay stolen. That girl done walked off with the can around the corner, down the street, and who knows where she went. Can is long gone. We don't got no recycling can. Everybody else put their can out, came back and got theirs, put ours out, and it disappeared. Certainly did. It disappeared. So that's what happened to it. I ain't never met a bunch of people that always got an excuse why they can't do something. Starting from the fake ass pastor on down to the fake ass first lady. It ain't that much you want to be seen in the world. Not when somebody just reach out and say, can I have a plate of barbecue? I ain't say, I said, you can give me a burger, chicken, and some fruit. You couldn't even do that. See, you can't do the basic things. And then you wonder why I am always going back and forth with you. Because when I ask you to do basic things, you act like you can't hear. And that's why since you can't hear, I'm going to be on my page dragging you or on my wall dragging you. While you trying to be ahead in the game. Heads up or bottoms up? Which one is it? Heads up, bottoms up. Okay. Right. You and I are not the same. You're used to dealing with women that just want to play you for your money. You're not used to dealing with intellectual women, and that's why me and you can't get along because you like empty-headed chicks. You know, like Lady Ellen. You just want them to look cute. They don't gotta think. You know, like a Barbie. See, you like Barbie. See, they look cute, but they ain't got no brains. That's the type of women that you like. I can tell, because that's why you don't never want to sit down and talk with me, because you don't like women that can think, because then you're not the critical thinker that you say that you are. See, you want to be the smart person in a relationship, but you're not. Not with me, you're not. You must be with them, because with me, you're not. See, you may be smarter than Lady Ellen. You may be smarter than Ellen, and you may even be smarter than some of them other empty-headed chicks that you have around, but you ain't smarter than me. See, you got all those degrees in front of your name and no common sense. We're not the same. To say the least, we're not the same. Right. See, when I have to tell you how to treat me and talk to me, that lets me know that you're immature. See, you keep standing up every time you talk about I'm 62. 62, but act like you're 22. Your biological age is 62, but you're still very much immature. You're immature because when a woman tells a man that she wants food, not money, not cologne, not clothes, food, and you can't do a basic thing, why would we ever talk? You couldn't do something basic. You'll always have some dumbass excuse. Use your wife, use your mistress, use your boyfriend, whoever you want to use. And then you'll say, I couldn't get down there because I didn't ask you for excuses. I said, bring me food. I don't want to hear your dumbass excuses. I really don't. I don't care about your wife, your mistress, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever. I don't care about none of them. When I ask you to do something, I expect it to be done. And from now on, when you don't do it, I'm just going to drag the hell out of you. Because I can show you better than I can tell you. Stop playing with me. You've played with me for long enough. You've held this case over my head for long enough. If you wanted to go to court, we could have went. See, you don't want to go to court. You just want to keep playing. And when you play with fire, you do get burned. You're not going to keep playing with me, hold my life up while you get on planes and you travel to Jamaica and Florida and all the places. You know, when you go down there to see Dr. Hill, you know, somebody you could have a sexual affair with, you know, Gina Stewart, somebody you could have a sex, you know, the women you play with. I don't really care about none of those women. What I care about is that you don't give me what I asked for. Because how the truth of the story really goes is when you didn't have an idea, you took my book and you advanced yourself. And then your selfish, self-seeking, self-absorbed, narcissistic self, when I asked you for the tiniest of things, you can't give it to me. And that's why I'm going to drag the hell out of you on my page. Right. I hope your wife does find out where your mistress lived at. Oh, don't worry. I sent Ellen the address. Ellen, if you're listening, I sent you the address over there. She's my sister. So you might want to go look over there, Ellen. I sent it, I did. Don't let nobody else read that email, Ellen, because it's some personal stuff in there. But I sent you that lady's address because, see, your husband keep playing with me, and I don't know why he keep doing that. See, I always tell people don't do that because, a volcano explodes. Pay attention, Alan. I'm teaching you a lesson. A volcano explodes. If somebody tell you to stop holding and dangling something over their head, then that's what it means. Weren't you the same person that was coming to my residence and having the cops put handcuffs in my flower pot? You was. You forgot how you was treating me when Richard Ross was the commissioner? Right. See, you used to playing those type of games. And I'm not that type of female. I could run rings around you. You could never run rings around me, even though you have enough for 10 more lifetimes. You're still not as smart as I am. You think that you are, though, but you're not. Because, see, if you was really as smart as you think that you are, whatever you're trying to get from me, it wouldn't have taken you 10 years. Putting handcuffs in my flower pot, threatening me with jail. Sir, I've already been in jail. Next. What, you gonna lock me up and throw away the key? Is that what you gonna lock me up and throw away the key? Because if they lock you up and throw away the key, it would be a whole different circumstance. Oh, that's what I thought. If they would lock you up and throw away the key, it would be a different circumstance. Right. See, you like to play with people's freedom. But if I like to play with your reputation, see, then, Catherine, you would be wrong. See, that's what people would say. It's Catherine, you're wrong. Right. Mm-hmm. Stop playing with me like I'm a toy. I don't like that. I said I'm ready to settle the situation, and that's what I meant. Said I'm ready to said I'm ready to settle it would have meant today when you could have been bringing me a plate of food and you couldn't because you didn't have no couldn't. I don't want to hear about your girlfriend. I don't want to hear about your wife, your man. I don't want to hear about none of that. I don't. All you had to do was get in the car and say, I'm going to run Catherine some food real quick. That's it. That's all. An easy task, and you couldn't do it. I know. Because you be trying to be arrogant with your old over-the-hill ass. Don't nobody really want you, for real, for real. Your wife don't want you. Your mistress don't want you, neither do your boyfriend. Now, next. Oh, that's what I thought. See, I don't have to pretend to be straight for the people so the people won't run out to church. Ain't that true? I wish you really would just live in your truth and stop being fake, because you and I are not alike. See, because if I have to go to court, I'm going to tell the judge the entire truth. So help me God. And try your truth, Alan. You should try telling the truth sometimes. Why don't you live in your truth and stop lying about who you are? You and I are not the same. While people are talking about, why haven't they had sex? I've never looked at you like, Alan, what? I asked you to bring a plate of food down here. You couldn't do a basic thing. Trying to act like somebody wanted to jump on you. Jump on you for what? I'm trying not to embarrass you right now. I'm trying not to say, I'm trying not to embarrass you. Because you be trying to make it seem like you some sex symbol. You is not no sex symbol. You have gained weight and you are not, listen, you is nothing to write home to mama about. You always trying to make it seem like you this sexy figure. No, you're not, just because you're light skinned. I've seen better. And ain't nobody really looking at you like that. Your wife ain't looking at you like that. But then again, she ain't never looked at you like this, so she don't really count. But you always try to make it seem like you so hot. Don't nobody really want you. Stand up, preach the word, and go away. That's what I said. Stand up, preach the word, and go sit down somewhere. Be the anointed man of God that you're supposed to be. Stop trying to be something that you're not. Talking about you're elitist. Elitist where? Elitist delusional. You are elitist. You are elite of the delusional bunch. Because you think that because you live there with the cotton-colored folks that you're better. No cameras are rolling today, so I can't take camera. As soon as the food got off the grill, you could have brought it down here. You're in a car, I'm on a bus. You're always trying to put some space and distance. We ain't taking nothing slow. My birthday is in a few days. Get it cracked the lack and don't play games. This situation that happened over 10 years, I want it to be over. And if it's not, I'm going to continue to drag the hell out of you because I've been telling you for 10 years, let's go straighten it out. I'm not going to keep begging you. I will name every one of your lovers for your wife if you want me to. I will embarrass the hell out of you over here and on my page if you want me to. But the thing I ain't going to do is wait for you to play with whoever you're playing with. When I say let's straighten it out, that's what I mean. Now, you have a good night, Alan, with your fake ass. I don't know whether you're going to preach tomorrow. Preach about being real. Maybe you should try it. It works. While you're talking about being transparent, why don't you be transparent? You ain't been transparent since I met you. With your fake ass marriage to your lipstick lesbian wife, your marriage is on life support. A sexless marriage. That's why you got to go out and cheat. Your own wife don't want you. Now, should I say more? Oh, that's what I thought. You don't really want me to say what I want to say on here. I will embarrass you up on here. Cause them people to run out your church like roaches. But next time I say, let's settle this, that's what I mean. I don't want to hear nothing about them deacons. You didn't do them deacons wrong. You did me wrong. And fix it. It shouldn't take 10 years. You was man enough to steal my ideas. Be man enough to fix the situation. See, if you want to take me to court, I'm going to do what? Say it real loud, Alan. Say it real loud. Catherine, do you swear to tell the truth? So help you God? Of course I do, Judge. Swear to tell the truth. So help me God. So don't play with me, Alan, because I will tell the truth. And you will be embarrassed again for the fake ass fraud of a preacher that you are. Now, good night.